Professor Blue Music and Professor Blue Review. There you go. Here we go. So, hey, there are numerous more guitar players that we're going to put on, but we just told you what out of the Professor Blue library, the albums that we felt the guitar players made the album. Kind of like, of course, the first one we pulled out, Jimi Hendrix, Are You Experienced? I mean, I'm in love with Jimi Hendrix, but there are so many more guitar players that made the grade. And this one should be in that first group right here. The gentleman that from The Doors. Yeah, Robbie Krieger. I mean, L.A. Woman, and here's Waiting for the Sun. L.A. Woman and Waiting for the Sun. Robbie Krieger, we believe that, you know, in my library of about 5,000, 3,000 to 5,000 albums, we pulled these two, Waiting for the Sun, Hello, I Love You, and then, of course, L.A. Woman. We talked about this in my last video. Robbie Krieger. Those are our top guitar players that we feel that boom, made the albums great. They created the albums. Thank you so much. We bow down to you, guitar players. Thanks for joining us in our downstairs dungeon with our record collection and our studio over here. I'll send you a picture. All right, I thought I'd send you a video instead of just a photo. Let's keep jamming. Let's keep jamming. Okay, the other guitar players. Boom. This is an antidote, boom, to this video right here. This is the video 2 of the top guitar players. You saw video 1, but we're going to wipe the slate clean. Those were the absolute top. But these people can't be forgotten in rock guitar. I mean, come on. How can we forget almost every player that I'm just about to pull? Leonard Skinner, come on. There we go. Rossington, Collins, all the way down. Leonard Skinner is a band of guitar players that created amazing rock history. Amazing rock history. So Leonard Skinner, all the guitar players, Rossington and Collins mainly, but anyways, all of them, and creating rock history. We're going further. We're moving. Here's another butter of my Ted Nugent. Come on, Stranglehold. How can you? Got you in a stranglehold, baby. Ted Nugent. I mean, and on the same length of that, this album, Stranglehold, Stormtrooper, Hey Baby, just, what the doctor ordered. I mean, all the way down. Hey, I'm at Indiana University visiting friends there. And we're at the Briscoe dorm, and we're in the first floor. And my cousin, a corporate lawyer now, up on, Mr. Collins, up on the 14th floor, we could hear Stranglehold coming just up through the elevator. Got you in a stranglehold, baby. Come on, come on, come on, come on up. Well, we went up 14 floors, man, and we opened, and there he is standing there with these like 3-foot speakers right up to the door of the elevator, playing Ted Nugent Stranglehold. Briscoe dorm, man. That was called the Zoo. And I was just visiting, but I don't even know if I ever left. All right. Excellent. And that same weekend, we went over on a lawn. It was Little Five weekend. And guess who was playing on the lawn? Robin Trower. Robin Trower. I mean, we're talking another quintessential, player here. I mean, Days of the Eagle, badge of size in the place. I mean, what do you got? I mean, down to the wire. Robin Trower and Ted Nugent. I mean, there you go. Guitar players that made their albums. We're going fantastic. Now, Another guy who, these were very they call them prog rock, but they got some metal awards before. And it's obviously Martin Barre of Jethro Tull. I mean, he is an amazing musician. Jethro Tull. And the guitar player on most of those albums. We were talking about the Jethro Tull Aqualung album, right? And the guitar player, was Martin Barre. I mean, Ian Anderson on flutes and guitars and vocals. Clive Bunker, of course, percussion. Martin Barre was the guitar player. And we're talking about guitar players in this video. Quintessential rock guitar players that made their albums. Mother Goose, Wandering Aloud, Up to Me. I mean, this is an amazing album. Of course, John Evans on piano. I mean, Mellotron, that makes this album too, and Jeffrey Hammond, on bass. Hey, we go. We're working on Jethro Tull here, man. Right, there we go. And we're adding to the guitar list here. We had our initial video of our greatest guitar players, but these are the ones you can't forget. Bam! Martin Barre of Jethro Tull. Of course, there we go. Guess who, right? Give it to me, Randy Bachman. And of course, Burton Cummins singing. Can't beat these songs, you know what I'm saying? These Eyes, Laughing, Undone, No Time's American Woman. I mean, they were in a hockey rink, and they were playing a gig, and what happened was Randy Bachman broke his low E string, which rarely happens, and he's changing it out and tuning it on the piano, and then he just started da-na-na-na-na-na-na, bum bum da-na-na-na-na-na-na, and the band came back in, and Burton Cummins said, "What should I do?" He said, "Sing something." He said, "American Woman, keep away from me." I mean, that was it. That's how that song was written. Right at a hockey rink, when they were playing a bunch of Beatles tunes and stuff like that, they had all their hits like These Eyes and Laughing and that, and they were making a second time around. Anyways, congratulations to Burton Cummins, and most of all, to Randy Bachman for his great historic playing. Yeah, the Guess Who, we love you. All right, and I mean, come on, how can you forget this album with Terry Livgren, Kansas? I mean, there you go. I mean, The Point of No Return. That was a fabled song, very guitar-based, and in the same time, kind of the same way the studio musicians got together. David, this is Kansas. Kansas got together. Terry Livgren wrote most of the big songs. Point of No Return, Dust in the Wind, right off of this album. Kansas, Point of No Return. You can't say that that's not fabled guitar work. But at the same time, when these other studio musicians got together, Stephen Porcaro, David Pace, Steve Lukather, David Hungate, Jeffrey Porcaro, and Bobby Kimball, all studio musicians, and pulled it up and got it together with Toto. Hold the line, man. You can't say that that's not a fabled song, and that Toto is not an historic band with great guitar work, great vocals. There it is. Toto and, of course, the Kansas. There we go. Some historic classic guitar work. And a great guitar player that you pulled out some great pop rhythms, but this album I love the best. His first. Buckingham Nicks. Lindsey Buckingham. Get this album. This, this was made in its sound studio in LA, and Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks doing their first album. Lindsey Buckingham is a fabled guitar player, fabled rock guitar. We're putting him on our list here, and saying that they've made albums, that their guitar made the album. There it is. Buckingham Nicks. Gotta get it in your collection. And there we go. Hey, a fabled guitar player that, pulled everybody together And, I'm going to actually start backwards here at this. These two guitar players coming up, these two guitar players really started in the blues. Mike Bloomfield, there it is. What can you say? Mike Bloomfield was one of the fabled blues guitar players. And, of course, he did an album here with Stephen Stills and Al Kooper. Stephen Stills and Mike Bloomfield together, this album is completely awesome. And as you slide in, you can see it. Stephen Stills' live album here is great, too, because there's an electric side and there's an acoustic side. It is really an awesome album, It's very, very special album, Wooden Ships, 4 Days Gone, Rocky Mountain Way. He does a good cut of Rocky Mountain Way on this. And then the other side, Changes, Crossroads. I got this upside down. Yeah, he flips it like this. All right. Yeah, Stephen Stills' live album, great there. Acoustic side, electric side, and then, of course, Al Kooper and Stephen Stills together. And Al Kooper was one of the blues, what do you say? What do you call it? Blues travelers or blues, the one that pulled the blues together and put it into the rock. Al Kooper, okay? And of course, Mike Bloomfield, Mike Bloomfield's the guitar player. Hey, there we go. Two great guitar players. And then Stills goes ahead and, Stills gets together with good old Neil Young. Those two guys playing together sometimes, man, it was just, quintessential, rocking in the free world. There you go. Neil Young, Decade. If you want all the Neil Young you can handle, Decade. I love this album. Everybody loves this album if you like Neil Young. It's just really kicks butt and gives you a retrospective on everything Neil was thinking. Fabled photo there. Neil with his Gretsch guitar. You can't beat it. You can't beat it. Neil and his Gretsch guitar. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo, right there. I'll get it in there. There you go. I'm going to just give you that photo. I love that. I love that Gretsch. White Gretsch. Neil, played with the best of them. Him and Stills had their ups and downs, but some of the things they did together. The great song in here, Stills and Young did were Long May You Run, But anyways, Neil Young, Decade, can't beat it. Tributarying it, from Mike Bloomfield. But another great rock album and guitar player, Steppenwolf with K. What can you say? Steppenwolf. Come on, with these songs here, what do you got? Born to Be Wild, Hey Lottie Mama, Rock Me, Magic Carpet Ride, The Pusher. We're in a dormitory in this university, and my roommate had a fabulous record player. So I pull his vinyl out, and I put it on. I turn it to 11, you're right? Got to turn it to 11. Got to turn it to 11. Turn it to 11. 6 in the morning, I'm going out for a swim and a run. I put down the needle. The Pusher comes on. Steppenwolf, The Pusher. Hey, Steppenwolf, this is a quintessential album. Get it. Steppenwolf's 16 greatest hits. If you haven't seen it. So, there's our rock guitar players, but we forgot one from our first list. We are very sorry that we forgot this guitar player, these guitar players from our first list. And we'll end with that. But I think we have to give a great honorable mention to a couple people. Lennon and McCartney. Come on. What guitar players? And George Harrison. They wrote some quintessential rock, especially with the at the end of Abbey Road, when they wrote, when they were all playing the last full suite of guitar jams. Lennon McCartney, George Harrison. Yeah, how can you beat it? You gotta have the Beatles in there. And then of course, Edgar Winter, Frankenstein. This is not the Frankenstein album, but Edgar Winter does Frankenstein. We're giving him a great mention also. There's just so many rock guitar players that we can't help but mention another one. Here he is, Mr. Rick Derringer. Come on. If anything, rock and roll hoochie coo. I saw him at a great stadium in '79. Kicked ass. Rick Derringer, the All-American boy. Come on, rock and roll hoochie coo. How can you beat it? Here's Rick. Nice photo of Rick. Rick Derringer is a good guitar player. He's done a lot of studio work, and we think that he's got to be added onto this list. I know we're probably missing some, but we're not going to miss this guy ever. No way, no how. Mr. Rocky Mountain Way, Joe Walsh, yeah. I mean, these two albums here, right? But seriously, folks, I mean, come on. Life's Been Good, and then Joe Walsh's greatest hits, or the James Gang greatest hits, because Joe was the leader of James Gang. There it is. But seriously, folks, come on. Quintessential rock album where the guitar made the album. Hello, Joe. Good to see you underwater. Joe, and then his greatest hits with James Gang, Rocky Mountain Way, Funk 49, Walk Away. What can you say? And James Gang greatest hits. But seriously, folks, by Joe Walsh. Joe Walsh. So we're going to end today, but seriously, folks, we're going to end. Thanks. I know it's been a long video. We're cutting it up into 2 parts, first and second, but we did forget 2 great guitar players, and we are sorry. They should have been in the top 10 initially. Thanks for hanging out with us in our Chicago basement. It's our dungeon. We call it the dungeon. So many great songs have been written here. But Dickie Betts and Duane Allman, right there. The Allman Brothers Band. You can't beat them. There you go. Mr. Duane, Dickie Betts in there. I mean, 2 of the greatest rock guitar players in history. Hey, this is Professor Blue Review saying, hey, thanks for, watching our videos, our 2 educational channels, Professor Blue Review and DrPain2Win. They're both just educational channels. And we're trying to get our kids back into learning. There we go. The Allman Brothers, Dickie Betts and Duane Allman. We're honoring them in our video here. Hey, we'd also like to honor Peter Frampton, another great guitar player that made his name in the history of rock and roll and vinyl records back in the day in the 70s. With his great album, Frampton Comes Alive. And he's still playing that Les Paul today to big crowds. Great job, Peter. So we'd like to honor Peter Frampton and the album Frampton Comes Alive. But anyways, hey, thanks for tuning in to the Professor Blue Review. Hopefully we get to hang out in the Dungeon Studio again. Thanks for subscribing to our channel, Professor Blue Review and DrPain2Win. Dr. Pain will get your athletes and your kids up in the morning, ready for school and going and motivated about education, motivated about learning. And there we are. Thanks for hanging out with us. Jerry Garcia, Tom Petty up there, Endless Summer, Frankenstein, and of course, Einstein. Have a good day. Have some fun out there. This is Professor Blue signing off. See you on Wednesdays at the Pony Inn in Chicago. The open stage is awesome. It is just fantastic. Wednesdays, the open stage hosted by Zach Fetter. Come in, sign up at 6 o'clock, play at 7. another open stage on Thursdays. It is the great Outer Space Bar and Art venue. It's in Berwyn, Illinois on Thursday nights. Man, come on out and sign up about 7 and then play. It is an eclectic crowd. Both of these play stations. Pony in on Wednesdays and Thursdays at Outer Space in Berwyn. You gotta be there. Gotta be there. A great open stages, great welcoming community. And then once a month on Thursdays in Ravenswood, right? The Super Fry event in Ravenswood, an architectural and architect. Man, it is amazing. On Thursdays, I'll put the name down here like this, every 4th Thursday. So, hey, there we go. I mean, there's some great open stages there. Wednesdays at the Pony Inn on Belmont in Chicago. Thursdays in Berwyn at Outer Space. And Thursdays, end of the month, in Ravenswood, the architect and others. We got it right here. Come on out and see him. Talk to you soon. This is Professor Blue. Thanks for hanging out with us. And we love our rock and roll, baby. Rock and roll, baby. Rock and roll forever. Have some fun out there. Get out there and enjoy listening to vinyl again. And you know what? Hey, please subscribe to our channel, the Professor Blue Review and Dr. Pain2Win. We motivate athletes to be champions. Dr. Pain2Win and the Professor Blue Music or Professor Blue Review. Have a good day. We hope that you go out and build your album collection. Yeah, there we go. Have a good day. This is the one. This is the one. Take care. There we go. This is the one. Please subscribe to the Professor Blue Review and Dr. Pain2Win. If you're looking to become a champion athlete or your kids need a little help, Dr. Pain2Win will motivate them. And I will bring you some great music. Hey, I'm going to be talking with, call him Dr. Vinyl soon. Check it out on my YouTube channel. When Professor Blue meets Dr. Vinyl. When Professor Blue meets Dr. Vinyl. Enjoy your vinyl. Love it. Love those vinyl records. Have a good day.